And we are live, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been live in a while. I figured I'd come on and just kind of hang out and answer some questions and see what's popping on this Wednesday evening. I am the Crypto Crow. Welcome. Alex T, what's up, man? Nice to see you in chat. For those of you who aren't familiar, you guys got to go subscribe to the channel my wife and I recently started, which is Crow's Nest. I've got 2 more videos that we shot today about supplements and things that we've got going on. So, and we're going to be doing interviews. We're already lining up people to start doing some interviews on this channel, but I want to build it up a little bit first. I'd like to get at least 1,000 subs before we start doing interviews. But I mean, it's pretty helpful. I mean, the stuff we're doing, honestly, I've launched the channel, obviously, with old cringy TikToks from during the pandemic, but we're starting to get into the real content now and kind of what our goals are. So you have to check it out. Let's see, people popping in. It is it's almost 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brutal, what's going on? Cycle, Kyle, is that Kyle Scherzer, something like that? Javier Abad, what's going on? What is that? The Pothead. What's going on? Favorite color, I don't know why, I just like this color. It's like a purple pink, I'm not quite sure what color it is, but I've always liked it. It's like to me it's like a cyberpunk color. What's up, Gregory Ward? How are you? AGIX thoughts. I like a lot of the AGI stuff going on Cardano for sure. Midnight might be coming today. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. I know what's funny is that our cat Midnight has disappeared. She could be anywhere. We don't know. She likes to hide sometimes, and she'll run off for like 2 days, and we find her in like a cupboard or something. She's like a little ninja. I'll have to dive into that. Maybe that'll be good content for tomorrow. I'll have to look and see what's going on with Midnight. What's up, Dale? What's going on? Ibrahim Haber. I'm assuming it's Haber. Heber. I have no idea, but I hope all is well with you as well. Thank you. You guys know I'm terrible with names because it's like different cultures, different ethnicities and things can pronounce things completely different, but it's spelled the same way. So you never really know 100%. What's going on? Howdy. Hola. What's going on, Wise Tree? So I figured I would just go live and answer some Cardano based questions, go over, different things going on. And then, I mean, maybe not too long, just kind of hang out a little bit. I've got so much cool stuff coming, man. So, Crow tokens, obviously that was pretty much in the window. My fun little meme coin project, not going to make anybody rich, just people buy them. They pick them up on like Wi-Fi exchange, and we'll see what's coming. I know that there's a lot of stuff coming around Cornucopias, and I am going to be utilizing Crow tokens for pretty much everything that I do within my power and Cornucopias, so that's going to get exciting when we get there. And my AI platform, man, there's been some stuff coming, and I'm super excited about that. And on top of that, so I'll tell you guys a story about what's going on for me. So you guys know that I started a game called Wargrim, and it's basically like a tabletop strategy game that we started building on Cardano. And then I took a back seat because my developers are from the Ukraine, and money was tight. I had a budget, I was ready to go, but then they took another job and like kind of left me hanging for like 4 months. And I wasn't mad, but it was kind of like, all right, well, now I don't know what to do because I don't want to pump all this money and then you like up and vanish on me again because another project came about. And so the individual, so when I lived in Puerto Rico, we moved from Puerto Rico, and then I was trying to sell the property forever. And there was a couple out of California that was trying to get out of California, and they were interested in buying the Puerto Rico property. That didn't work out, but they've been trying to get out of California ever since. And we stayed in touch. And it turns out he's a very high level, basically like a developer / development manager. Like his role is like, he's played a pretty big role in conducting, coordinating Very, very, very big projects. Okay. And, we get to talking, and he's like, anytime, if you ever have any ideas, any projects you want to work on, let me know. I'm happy to help. Right. Like, we hit it off and had built some good rapport and things. And so I said, well, I can you do anything with AI? Like, I want to do something with AI. And he's like, absolutely. That's like our bread and butter. And I said, this is what I want to do. And it basically started off with me wanting to do like an AI model of myself, right? As kind of a part of my whole like legacy effort, my search for immortality, if you will. And so we basically went through a bunch of ideas and we boiled it down. And I thought, man, why would I just do this for me? Why don't I do this for anyone? And so I started talking to a handful of crypto influencers, and I've got some of them on board. One of them actually invested in the company, and I'm really excited to have him, but I'm not going to announce him yet. I don't even know if he wants announced. He might want to be anonymous. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him about that yet. But long and short of it is here I have my Cape Coral property, which I still have, and we were getting ready to either list it or rent it. Well, guess who's going to be renting my home? My developer that's been wanting to get out of California. So now he's going to live close. And on top of that, he's going to help build a team to help build my Wargrim game out and pick up where we left off and make it even better. Because one of his biggest goals ever has been to build a high quality game. So I'm just making some of the right connections, man. And basically he's going to be living in my old house, and, we're going to be close. We're going to be able to have meetings and all kinds of stuff. And so I'm really excited about where this is going. I think he's finally going to arrive. He and his wife and dog are going to show up tomorrow. And I'm going to let them get settled in the property. And then we're going to start getting to work, man. Like I want to launch our AI platform here within the next week, maybe two. With a handful of some of the influencers. I've got quite a few that are interested, but everybody's a little squeamish. I'm like, I don't know. This is weird. I'm not sure. Some of them love it. And some of them are unsure. I had one guy that was all about it, and then he like pulled out, said he didn't have the time. And I'm like, he's got his hands on a lot of stuff. He just reached out to me today wanting to know if I wanted to do like an influencer fight. And I'm like, sure, I guess I would, and he's asking me a couple of questions, and I guess he's going to see what he can get going there. And I thought, I'd probably do it. I mean, I'm 45. I am not in fight shape whatsoever, but I am down in weight. I'm at like 276 right now. And I'm like, listen, if I have enough time to like train and get into some sort of shape and I'm not fighting a killer, I'm down, So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening, and so we'll just have to wait and see. There was more too. I guess it'll come to me. Evening Crow from a wet UK. What's going on? RC Rex. It's raining here too, so don't feel bad. It's raining here. It's always kind of raining on and off. I'm praying for a real tank this fall so I can buy cheaper. And that's kind of why I came live tonight, because we're going to look at the charts a bit and kind of go over some of the details of what's happening. And honestly, I wanted you guys to ask me your Cardano questions. Like, what are you feeling about Cardano? Do you have any concerns, anything? Because I'm about to go in again. I'm about to accumulate more. Because I have a very specific goal that I'm trying to reach before the halving, and I think I'll do that. But yeah, it's whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's go, Ada. Love you too, Scylla Cyborg. That's cute. What's going on, Chad Stanford? How are you? Ocean Wi-Fi. What's going on? Hi, Crow. Too late for me to stay, but just came to say hi. Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you, David. I appreciate you dropping in. You still doing Casper in depth? I thought I didn't I? I can't remember. I need to double check on that. World Mobile thoughts. World Mobile's crushing it. I mean, World Mobile token, from the last I checked, they finally got some US licenses, and they're like getting ready to start really popping. And here's the thing, World Mobile token is one of the first legitimate real world use cases I've seen on Cardano. And so I'm a big supporter. I hold some. I'm like an ambassador, so to speak. I think that's over. I don't remember when that was, and I don't even remember if it was written. I think it was just kind of like, we love your work, and I'm like, I love you, and they're like, oh, we're happy to give you some tokens if you're happy to talk about us. I'm like, of course. I don't even remember how that all transpired. I may have hunted them down because I generally don't have any kind of ambassadorship unless it's a project I hunt down and bug the hell out of them personally. So, but yeah, I'm excited about World Mobile Token, man. I mean, I have my WMT staked. I was never able to get an air node though. I wanted one, and I just, excuse me. I just never was able to get one. They were gone so fast, and it's like, man, if you really want to be a part of anything in depth on anything being built on Cardano that's worth a shit, you've got to like set a timer to it and be ready. It's like it's like an auction. It's over in 12 minutes. Launching at 12, I'm hearing. I'm not quite sure. Hey, so what happened? Let me know in chat. I turned my phone off. My wife and I both turned our phones off today. If you're in the US, they had the big national emergency broadcast thing, and I'm like, I just didn't want to be annoyed by it, and two, there's so much conspiracy stuff going on about it. I'm like, one thing I didn't know, did you guys know that the like the mobile phone, like that whole national broadcast test thing, that was all spawned from the Cold War? And I guess it was they basically adopted it as a system to alert everybody to whether or not there's going to be a nuclear situation. And what I find odd is that apparently all of Russia did the exact same thing yesterday. So that's a little unnerving, because if there's anything that I know is that, this administration loves to pick a fight. And I'm like, and there's talk of them reinstituting a draft and like all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This stuff is just getting out of hand. I mean, it started out of hand, but we definitely need this stuff is scary. I want to know what you think about Bix Nashina creating a gold-backed digital currency and where ADA fits in. I don't know anything about that. I really don't. I don't know anything about that. I'll have to make a note of it, and I'll come back to that. Probably the next time I'm live. Midnight at midnight. Hit that like button. That's right. And make sure you subscribe to my wife's channel. And my wife and I's channel. There's a lot of funny, cringy. Listen, if you guys are all used to basically seeing me just be serious and emotional all the time, you want to see me as a goofball, just subscribe to Crow's Nest. I'm telling you, because some of these shorts that we put out are so cringy and funny. I don't even know if you can hear. Hold on, I'll play one. I thought this was hilarious. Let's see. So yeah, no, most people don't notice that I basically pushed my wife out of the way. I do happen to have a sense of humor, folks, believe it or not. This is one we did where we were doing this. This is actually my favorite because this video actually captures the two of us so perfectly. It's so funny. I watch this, and I actually get emotional sometimes because I watch this and it's just so us. I'll play this and that'll be it. I won't play anymore. If you want to see him, you go over there and see him. But I love this one. I don't know why. And I know to you, you're thinking that's silly, Crow. Like it doesn't make any sense. But my wife is always dancing, talking about dance, thinking about dance, like watching dance videos, you name it. Her entire life is all about dance and fitness, right? And my big dumb ogre ass is just sitting there bebopping to the beat of her drum. Like it's just kind of like we our dynamic is just funny. And yeah, it's just I don't know. You'll see some of that stuff on this channel with some of the longer form like interview videos and things that we do. But yeah, so I just love that video personally. This is actually a little thing that I found about like crypto projects. Top crypto projects by developer activity in the month of September. Cardano, of course, is number one yet again. Second only to Polkadot. and then Chainlink in third, and then fourth is Hedera, which I was actually really pleased to see. Obviously, you guys know that I like my karate combat. I haven't done anything with them in a while because they've been overseas basically doing these karate combat events in like, really fancy schmancy, like other countries, islands, different things. And it's like, that's all cool. But me, I'm getting on planes. But yeah. And all their whole app and everything is operated on HBAR, who's a big sponsor. And I dig that. And I don't own any Chainlink, but I'm highly considering getting some Chainlink this time around, because I really do think that, number one, Ethereum's not going anywhere, no matter how many holes it has. It's just, Ethereum's going to probably remain a powerhouse for some time. I think that this next market phase is going to be one where Cardano really, I think it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano in a big, big way. And then everything else will be, following suit. I really do believe that. And I do think that there's a chance that Cardano could very well flip Ethereum this time around. And there's so many reasons why. But if I'm looking at the chart, obviously we can see that my predictive forecast has been just annihilated here. So, and listen, when I'm always right sometimes. Okay. And everybody knows that. This is a situation where back here you can see, I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen. I guess I need to widen this out so that everybody can see it a little bit better. But if I go full screen with this, it's just the price action that I expected to see has not played out. Now, there's a chance that all of this just gets pushed forward. But we could see the price went up like right after the prediction. Then it came back down, and I thought, all right, we're back on track. Came down here, and then boom, we started getting a blowout. And I'm like, all right, this is crazy. I still don't think I know as of right now, I look like I'm absolutely wrong, but I still see this playing out. I just don't know exactly when this is going to kick off and start. And we'll know. I mean, once the price hits somewhere around when it breaks under 25 grand, I think we're going to start realizing that this is going to be a much more likely situation moving forward. But this is over a 6-month period leading into the next halving. So this could very easily get condensed down. It could be a 5-month thing. We don't know. October is generally a pretty solid month for crypto. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I've also been experimenting with a lot of different charting, different indicators and things. And, I have been diving in so deep with AI because I feel like AI is the next crypto in a lot of regard. And honestly, I feel like AI and crypto are going to become married before long. That's my prediction. And I really want to, I feel like I have a very strong grasp of crypto, obviously, having been at this for a while. But like even down to the fundamentals and the technology side of it, I have a pretty decent understanding of things. And it's easier for me to kind of understand what the value of something is based off a lot of that. And I haven't been keeping up as deeply into the tech side of it all. Outside of like Cardano milestones and updates. But I do wholeheartedly believe that, and there's another side to this too, because I believe, I'm going to actually go back to this. I believe that cryptocurrency, like this next market cycle is going to be all about what is going to lay down the solid future for international global blockchain, right? And I think we're going to have a primary few blockchains. I think Cardano is going to be one, Ethereum's going to be one, and then maybe we have a third, okay? And they're all going to play a particular role in the grand ecosystem of crypto. And we're going to have hundreds of other cryptocurrencies, hundreds of thousands of cryptos, but like primary blockchains from which, developers are actively building applications on, there's nothing that's beating Cardano there. We see that across the board. But I do think that we're going to see, this is one of the reasons why I'm interested in getting into Chainlink this time around, which I don't have any yet. I probably am going to pick some up. Because I think Chainlink and projects like Chainlink are going to play a really big role in the interoperability between all of these blockchains. And honestly, I think AI is going to become like the more we start, and I haven't even seen any of this yet. If it exists, I haven't seen it. But I believe that AI is going to play a bigger and bigger role in managing blockchains, what's being done on blockchains, how users are going to utilize blockchain tech or cryptocurrencies. I can definitely see artificial intelligence playing a significant role in the throughput of data and financial transactions across the globe for the banking institutions. And a big part of me thinks that there is going to be, and I think the SEC knows this too. I think that's one of the reasons why, it wasn't too long ago where a lot of these cases about, with the SEC, yeah, they're getting their butts kicked in court because I do feel like they're obviously overreaching in major ways that are really thwarting a lot of the innovation. A lot of the tech is going overseas. It's going outside of the US. And I know that it's their way of trying to say, we're the grand poobahs in finance of the world and everybody needs to be following us. But now, I think somebody over there is starting to realize, yeah, people don't really give a shit about the United States the way they used to. And especially when it comes to, the fourth Turing and like the fourth dimension of time, I guess, if you will, where like this new technology is taking over everything. It's disrupting everything. And there is no stopping it. All you can either do is play a pivotal role in adopting it, building on it, and being a part of it, or basically getting kicked in the teeth by everybody that is. And so, I think they've been trying to go about this like, well, if we don't adopt it and we don't lay out rules for the rest of the world to follow, then nobody's going to do anything. It'll be stagnant until we get our hands wrapped around it in the way we want. And I just don't think anybody cares, honestly. And I think it's one thing when, I kind of look at it as an analogy of, let's say you're a kid, you're a young kid, right? And you're looking for a role model. And you got this big brother. Which big brother are you likely going to feel really good about being your role model? Like one that's always, token up and stealing stuff from people or whatever. You might think he's cool if you're like a bad kid, but you're not going to trust him and you're not going to think that anything he tells you is worth holding on to, right? But then you got this other big brother who's like, he's got this really cool girlfriend and they're like all about each other. And, you've got, he's got a really good job and drives a nice car and, he's honest and he's always just, doing the right thing. That's the person that you're going to want to follow. And if that good brother somehow breaks bad, well, you're going to start losing respect, aren't you? You're going to start trying to find your own path. And that's a part of how I kind of look at what's been happening with the SEC, honestly. It's like, the good big brother, maybe not so good, I don't know. But, I never really paid much attention to any of that stuff until I got into crypto. But now I see. And it's funny because, 2017 into 2020, it's like everything was like boom, boom, boom. And then we hit 2020 and it's just like everything across the board is just taking huge shits on everything else. And I'm like, what is happening here? And, it's saddening. It's very, very saddening. So, but, if we're looking at, this is Cowan's Corridor. This is, on Into the Cryptoverse. For those of you guys that don't know, I think there's a link in the description. I just had to throw one in because I haven't used StreamYard in a while. But we're at the bottom of this corridor, man. And I definitely think that there's going to be more sideways price action for a little while. And we could very well dip. But I'm at a point now where Cardano's been sitting at 25 cents so long that I'm perfectly fine with averaging in at this price. And I probably will be within the next week. And, if I can get, at this price, I should be able to meet my goal for what I'm trying to accomplish with my Cardano, and I should be able to meet that now. And then I can say, okay, I've got enough. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm not buying anymore because at that point it's just sheer greed. I don't want to do that. So I don't even know if anything I just said makes sense. We just got back from dinner and I figured I'd go live and say hi to everybody. Will the Coinbase case be dismissed? I don't think they have a leg to stand on with Coinbase, honestly. I just don't. I don't see that happening. I think that it could end up being dismissed or just flat out lost. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, nowadays, anything could happen in these courts. I just don't know. Uh, Jared Reyes, how's it going, Crow? I just checked out you and your wife's new channel. Thank you. I hope you subscribed. And we've got a couple really cool ones, man, where she goes over her entire supplement list. And we just did a Trinot unboxing. So I've got 2 videos coming. I just haven't had a chance to really edit them yet. ADA prediction. Oh boy. Well, that's an open-ended question. 8 to 10 bucks by the peak of the market. It's going to take over the world, starting with Africa. You know, for those of you that don't understand why Cardano really worked initially on planting seeds throughout Africa, it's one of the most booming places in the world right now. I mean, the population, the everything, man. It's just like Africa, I think, is going to become a powerhouse at some point in the future. And I think the Cardano knows it. What about XRP? I really don't know what to expect with XRP. I mean, now that case is more or less kaput, you know, obviously the SEC is working on their appeals and everything, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I just look at it like, you know, if you're in a fight, you beat a guy down and you're like, okay, you're beat down, it's over. And you're like, no. And they keep trying to get up and they're like on one knee and they're all wobbling. I think that's kind of where the SEC is right now with the XRP case. So, you know, to each their own. I mean, they're going to fight their fight. You know, it's really no sweat off their back. It keeps people guessing. XRP in terms of like valuation, I think anything could happen with XRP, but a lot of that definitely depends on its adoption. And you know, their adoption, you know, for all we know, the SEC could have done XRP a big favor because, you know, losing this case could have basically told everyone else out there, you know, you ready to ride with us or what? And they're like, yeah, yeah, let's go. But at the same time, there's always a lot more going on behind the scenes with these banking groups and the way they want to try and keep crypto out. So we'll have to see. My ADA prints ADA 24/7. That's because you're staked to the Crow node, I would hope. There, Burke. Because my ADA stakes ADA 24/7 too, because I am staked to the Crow node. And I just checked my wallet. I'm like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm getting a nice little chunk every epoch. Evening, Crypto Tom. What's going on, dude? Crypto Tom, you're a trip. I'm pretty sure because there's Crypto Tom and then there's someone else. And I don't know if I get the two of you confused, but I met one of you recently at an event. And yeah, you're an interesting character. I dig it. Target price this cycle, I've already called it. I mean, 8 to 10 bucks, I think is going to be fair. Here's the thing, you know, and it's difficult because if the majority of people believe that Cardano's max price is going to be $10 or $8, then it's very likely that the price could hang and stay steady at somewhere around 625, 650, somewhere like that, right? Because a lot of people that know or expect what's happening are going to see that, and they're going to see the price and the order books and everything start to die out, and they're going to liquidate. They're going to sell. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people make bigger predictions than, you know, than we might actually think. I actually think it's going to be around $8. That's just, I mean, and it very well could be wishful thinking. You know, it might only hit 6. It might hit 20. Okay. It really just kind of depends on what else transpires between now and the peak in 2025, which I think is where the peak is going to be, somewhere in 2025. Hey, Crow, good to hey, what's up, CBD? I just tried some CBD stuff earlier today in one of the videos that we did. I took a nap shortly after. Word up, Mr. Crow. Any new about midnight release tonight? I really need to check into this. I've been so busy all day, and I didn't know. And I was even looking at news, and I haven't seen anything that talked about midnight's launch tonight. Still hodl my airdrop Crow forever. Well, that's cool. You know, look, I mean, the Crow tokens are just fun. I know, and people tease me because they're like, oh, everything's just fun to Crow. And I'm like, it is. It's just a fun little thing, man. It's like nothing, you know, people aren't buying them because they expect them to be worth $1 tomorrow. It's not like that. It's just kind of a fun way to show support. And, you know, and hopefully maybe, you know, someday, those will be useful. But we'll have to wait and see. Since Musk and Zuck not going to fight and Zuck's still looking for someone, I think you should take him up on it. that's what this guy today was asking me, like, if I'd fight again, and like what crypto guy or what influencer would I want to fight. And I'm like, honestly, I don't even know. First of all, I mean, let's be realistic. I'm 45. I don't recover from physical activity the way I used to. And it's like I have been losing weight. I'm down to 276. I think if I had a good enough time to train and get my cardio and things up and like really prepare, I think I could do all right. I think I could do pretty well. Honestly, a part of me feels like I could do better than I did in the fight that's on YouTube, where I fought the guy that was 6'6", and I knocked him out in 35 seconds. And he was like 7-4 at the time. And like, I look at that fight and I think, God, that was so ugly. I had tunnel vision so bad and all of that, because it was a big deal for me. And but it's like now I'm like, so that was 11 years ago, 12 years ago. And I'm technically in better shape now than I was then, but my cardio is garbage right now. So it's like, I would want it to be worth it. And I would almost prefer it somebody my size. Like, I've put out there, and I know some of you guys are going to think I'm crazy, and it's not because I have anything against him at all, but I would absolutely train to fight Batista. I would love that fight. There was a time when I was trying to get that fight with him, when he was first getting into MMA, but we had the same boxing coach it's a long story. He wasn't my boxing coach, but I was a boxer in his gym who he worked with me, but my direct coach was just under him. It's kind of confusing, but they were always trying to hide the fact that like I have a lot of power, and my frame and I hit really, really, really hard, like stupid hard. And and they did not want me to fight Batista, especially for any kind of debut. And like, I would take that fight though. I would train my ass off for it. I think, I've seen Batista fight, and, we're both just two really big dudes. He's an aggressive guy. And from what I hear, he's a really nice guy. So it'd be like two nice, big, physically capable men going at it for public consumption and joy. I don't know, but I would be down to do that. I just wouldn't want to fight somebody that I don't want to fight somebody that's really small. I wouldn't want to do it against somebody that just looked and felt unfair. So, I don't know. Like Ben, like Bit Boy, he's talked and joked before, like, I'd challenge Crow and this. I'm like, no, that's not a challenge. And not to knock Ben at all. I'm sure he was on some stuff that gave him some good old fashioned liquid courage, but that would not go well. And I don't think I if I wanted to build my YouTube channel significantly, I'm sure that would be something that a lot of people would love to see. But I happen to like Ben. I think he took a wrong path. Hopefully he gets it all fixed and figured out. And I'm not one for like clout chasing really or drama. And he knows how I feel. I mean, I've texted with him and I try to like just tell him straight. And I think he respects when I talk to him straight up, because I'm not blowing smoke up his ass, and I think he respects that, because he knows it's not coming from a bad place. I'm not a hater, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. If an opportunity arose and it was worth it, I would probably give it a shot, just for old time's sake, or old man's sake for that matter. I don't know. But yeah, Zuck, that's funny. Zuck's I think Zuck's got pretty good jits, so who knows if he were able to get me to the ground, but something tells me I'd be able to touch my knuckles to his face before that happened. Or even while it happened, maybe, I don't know. I'm in Cali. It sucks. San Diego's beautiful though. Gonna see everything before I get the F out. Yeah, man. I'm on a Facebook group called Leaving California, and like, it's insane. It is insane what's happening. It blows my mind what's going on. Finally caught a live stream. Hello, bonjour from Canada. What's up with Trudeau, man? Like, did he just snort himself out of a job or what? Because like, man, every time I see him, I just cringe. I don't think there's ever been any politician in my life that I've ever watched and felt more cringy than Justin Trudeau. I'm not going to lie. The only one that comes close is Newsom. That guy is like, Trudeau is somebody that appears to be like programmed, right? Like from youth. Like, we are programming you to do this job for us, and you're gonna have a fun life, and you're gonna get whatever you want. You're gonna have power, but you're gonna do what we say. Newsom comes off to me as like he would have been like the snake in the Garden of Eden saying, "Eat the apple. It's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just eat it. Take a bite. It's cool." Like, something about Newsom strikes me as very sinister. And I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. But these people, these people really give me the creeps, man. More and more every day, they creep me the frick out. Amazing how things work out sometimes. Yes, it's true. Evening, Luke. What's going on? Here's a big one. I have a couple of macro market questions for you. Considered opinion, Crow. Do you think there will be ADA spot ETFs in the future by big institutions, BlackRock, Fidelity? Yes, I do. Absolutely. I think there will be. I think that I think that I don't know, but I would hazard a guess to say they're probably already looking into that. I think right now the problem is it's not as volatile as everything else. You know, you'll see when Bitcoin or Ethereum, when those are pumping, Cardano just ticks up a little bit, little by little. It doesn't like shoot to the moon overnight. It takes time, up or down. And so, you know, and then it's like, you know, you'll see Bitcoin and Ethereum pump like 8%. You'll see Cardano go up 2%. And people are like, what's causing Cardano to move so slow? Well, because there's a lot of damn tokens, for one. And I just don't think it's as an active market in a lot of sense, because I think a lot of people are more focused on accumulating and holding and staking their ADA than they are trading it all the time. Whereas, you know, people with Bitcoin and Ethereum, they trade it. Like, I use Ethereum for different things. But like when it comes to my Cardano, that's like me, you know, like you guys know how I was when I sold my ADA and I started cycling out of it around $2 in the last market. Man, that was rough for me. I mean, I was kind of an emotional wreck. I know it sounds crazy. Shouldn't get emotional about investing. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? I'm not a trader per se. You know, I'm an investor more than anything. And I, it was a very, I felt completely naked when I had sold my last bit of Cardano. Now, keep in mind, I always had my node. You know, I didn't touch any of the ADA in my node. So, and so, you know, and I always had that, and that always gave me some solace. But ultimately I started buying back in at 50 cents because I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I'm just going to average down. And I, like I said, when I first started buying back in, I'm like, I know the price is going lower. It's okay, but I got to get some of my ADA back. And it helped me. It was like, you know, it was like, what do you call the stuff that heroin addicts use when they're trying to get over withdrawals? Apparently it's like worse than the heroin itself, I guess. I don't know, but I don't even remember what it's called, but that's what it was like for me. Buying Cardano back at 50 cents after selling it, I was like, okay, that's cool. I feel a little better. Crow, do you teach your kids about crypto holdings? They say wealth is lost in 3 generations. Technically, it's like 2. More often than not, it's 1. I try to teach my kids about crypto, but like my oldest daughters couldn't give 2 shits. You know, and my youngest daughter, I think she's interested in everything, but I don't really think she's quite old enough yet to understand a lot of it. But I think she will. And my stepson is, you know, he's older now, and he gets it. And I'm pretty sure he's already starting to buy Cardano and things, and he's trying to learn a little bit, but he's a musician. He's really focused on that. So yeah, you know, and then I have my oldest son who's getting married this month. And so I'm excited for that. And we don't talk that much. I mean, you know, he's in Arizona and he's older and he's got a whole thing, but we chat, and he's starting up a new band, and that looks good. He can sing, man. Like, my oldest son can sing, and he did not get that from me. I can tell you that. His mom was a singer. And so I'm excited to see where that goes for him, but I don't really think he's into crypto either. So I try to lead people to water, man. Like, my oldest daughter's mom, I've tried for years to get her interested in crypto. She's seen everything that it does, but I don't know, for whatever reason, she just will not budge on it. And, she's got her thing. So I'm like, you know what? I tried everything that has happened in our lives, and I still try to help you, but whatever. It's just kind of how I am. So yeah, my youngest daughter and my stepson, I think, will probably be into crypto at some point. Well, I'm pretty sure my stepson is. Crow, you still involved with SoMe? No, not really. I mean, I've been building SoBlocks, my own social media platform. I don't have anything against SoMe at all. I think it's cool, but I was more into it because I was trying to help get them connected to basically build it on Cardano, and I connected them to Charles, and I connected them to all these people. And I mean, Charles and them did a whole bunch of due diligence on their end, and they just, for whatever reason, decided not to move forward with the relationship, and that was the end of it for the most part. I don't think it was anything like bad or dark or anything, and it just, for whatever reason, we're like, we're just not that interested. So I tried, but that was really the bulk of my interest. I wanted a social media platform that was being built for Cardano, and when that fell through, I decided, well, maybe I'll try and do it myself. And I really wanted to try and get some Project Catalyst funding to help development. But it's such a cluster, man. I'm not going to lie. It's the one thing that I think is really a problem with Cardano is just the complexity. You don't know what's going on with Cardano's Project Catalyst. And, I've tried asking Charles for help. He just kind of leaves me on red. And I'm like, you know what, man, fuck all that. I'm just not, I don't have the time. I'll do it myself. And it is what it is. Feeling like I need more Cardano. It's like Cardano's like potato chips, man. You can't just have one. Cardano, or should I get more other alts? Listen, I mean, that's a great question, but I would never tell anybody really what to buy. Let me adjust my cable here. I would never tell anyone what to buy. If there are other projects that you feel very confident in buying, then maybe pick up some, see how it goes. I personally, out of, seeing all of what has happened in the cryptocurrency space now for so long, I have no problem. If Cardano were the only crypto asset I owned, which it's not, I would be totally fine with that. But, will it grow as fast as others? Are there going to be crypto projects out there that increase in value at multitudes greater than Cardano will? Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of gold out there. There's also going to be a lot of turds out there that we think are really cool today that become the turd of tomorrow. And for me, Cardano's track record, basically, in my opinion, makes it a little more of a risk averse asset. And with the sky being the limit, quite frankly. So, if you have other, like I want to pick up some Chainlink. I have a little XRP. I even have a little Solana in case I need to wipe my ass at the peak of the market with something. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't say that. I do have a little Solana, but I ended up, my trading bought some, and I just decided to keep it. So yeah, it is what it is. I have World Mobile token. Obviously I have Kopi token. And I can't remember. I have Quant. I have some Quant that I picked up high. I can't remember how much those were, but I picked those up. Was it $4? I don't remember what the price was, but it was higher. It was the most expensive crypto next to Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, I have a bit of a diverse portfolio, nothing significant. I've learned I'm not holding on to like 35 different assets this market. I'm not playing those games. I'm not doing any of that. I have my select picks that have proven themselves over time, fundamentally, from growth, development, all of it, and I'm sticking with them. But to each their own. Good on ADA. It prints its own for me now. Yes, that's good, Burke. Will Midnight Sidechain get the same amount of attention as when ADA's ICO did? I doubt it, but I think there's some use case for Midnight, obviously. And I still think it's interesting, the fact that I had a cat, our new kitten, when we got her, we named her Midnight. My wife named her Midnight. I named Cardano, our other cat. And then sure enough, they announced Midnight. And I'm like, how is that not destiny? Because we named our cat Midnight long before I knew anything about any of this stuff going on with Cardano and Midnight. So I don't know, but I am going to, if this is getting ready to kick off, I'm going to do some digging, probably in the morning, and I'll be covering that tomorrow for sure in more detail. Should we set up a catalyst proposal for Cardano social media marketing? I'm not sure what you mean. For Cardano social media marketing, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not quite sure I understand the question. When 10 cents? I don't think we're going to see 10 cents. Sorry. Oh, I am concerned that people complaining are going to be so upset when they miss out. This is just the lows. ADA will fly sooner or later. Oh, absolutely. I'm not at all concerned. Honestly, if Cardano did, here's the thing, let's just say hypothetically, Cardano were to drop to 10 cents, bet your ass I'm going in for six figures. I will, at that point, I'm like selling a car, like whatever I got to do. And because keep in mind, man, the last cycle, Cardano was at 2 freaking cents. 6 months later, it was at $3.14. So it can very easily come out of nowhere and blow everybody's pants off. Okay. So I'm not worried about what the price ends up being outside of just how much am I able to accumulate, or more realistically, how effectively can I achieve my goal of like the number that I want to have, and at what price point. That's pretty much all there is to me. Have any thoughts on Hedera Hashgraph? I like Hedera Hashgraph. It's had a lot of issues over the years. It's never been really a fun speculative coin, in my opinion. But I mean, they put money into projects and things, and I like what they do. I really don't fully understand why it just didn't take off. Like, I would work with Hedera Hashgraph, like I would, and I would feel pretty good about it. If anybody ever reached out to me and were like, Crow, we really like your work, man, we'd love to work with you on this, that, or another thing, I would absolutely do it. But I don't know why they haven't grown in significant adoption yet. Maybe their day's coming, who knows? Do you think Cardano will ever advertise like a lot of the other top 20 coins, or will we have to continue to grow organically? Wandering Pizza, that is absolutely one of the best questions, because what you just did is answer a question with a question. And by that, I mean, when it comes to Cardano has achieved just about everything it's achieved without spending a dime on anybody that I know of. I know, everybody used to think, oh, how much is Charles paying you? How much does Cardano pay you? They've never given me jack shit. Charles, in fact, would leave me on red on Telegram all the damn time. The last time I tried to do an interview, he like calls me from some car and it's all shoppy. Charles doesn't give two shits about me. Okay. People think that I am like big and bullish on Cardano because I'm somehow incentivized to be. That couldn't be further from the truth. Okay. Like, I like Charles just fine. He's an academic. He's a brilliant guy. He's doing fantastic things. But, he's like a Steve Jobs to me. Like, and like he would he be cool to hang out with for a weekend or something out somewhere? Yeah, I'm sure he would. But like, ultimately, I feel like these companies at this size do not really care. Like if Crypto Crow with his 140,000 subscribers is talking about, they don't give a shit, right? I mean, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if you were the first, it doesn't matter if you're the last. It's just not about that. And they've never spent money, to my knowledge, they have never spent money to try and get anybody talking about them, writing about them, any of that. Will they? Should they? Yes, I wish they would. Not to me, or even to us YouTubers who like it, I feel like they should absolutely be working more on marketing Cardano, and marketing the use cases. And I think if I'm to hazard a guess, if I were on like Emergo, right? And my job is the marketing of Cardano to the masses. One of the biggest hurdles that I would see having as like a director of marketing or something to that effect is, let's just say I'm trying to continue building adoption for the applications that have already been built or are being built on my blockchain. How do I know which ones are bullshit? How do I know which ones are going to rug tomorrow? What kind of due diligence is necessary before I put some of my budget into marketing, projects on this blockchain that aren't going to turn around tomorrow and like rug people for $10 million or whatever? And I feel like when cryptocurrency is still in its infancy, which I still believe we are, I find it difficult. I would find it difficult if I were them. Like, what is our mission? Like, what is our goal? Okay, we could talk about Cardano, but Cardano's a layer one for applications to be built on, right? So what kind of marketing can they do? They're not going to do speculative ad marketing. They're not going to buy an ad in the Wall Street Journal and say, Cardano's only 25 cents today. We believe it could go to 25 cents or, to $20 in 2 years. They can't do that, right? So then it just leaves their marketing to developers, and maybe that's a good thing, but they're kind of in their own way doing that through Project Catalyst, right? So it's just like it's difficult for them to market Cardano. And I feel like the only way they could effectively market Cardano is by marketing the products and the applications being built on it. And that is tricky because if they are basically speaking for or promoting a project that could ultimately go under tomorrow or next year, then it looks like they are responsible. So it really is a catch-22 for them. And it's also, I think, part of the reason why, as a blockchain, they don't pay us influencers. They don't pay us educators, us YouTubers. They don't give a shit. And I'm not even complaining about it. I know sometimes it sounds like I'm having like a little baby fit or whatever. I used to be really butthurt about it because I feel like I was definitely the only person out here talking about Cardano when everyone else was sucking off Ethereum and Solana and everything else. And I'm like, hey guys, you might want to look over here. And so many people just ignored it until it peaked out at $3. And everybody's like, oh, wow, Crow was right. I guess I'll jump on that bandwagon too. And they're like, hey, welcome to the party. You know what I mean? There's no harm, no foul. But it's just like, nobody was talking about Cardano when I was talking about it. Nobody gave a shit about Cardano when I was reading through all the white papers and all the reports and trying to better understand the tech and the groundwork and everything that was coming. And it's just like, I'm proud of that. I know many of you guys that follow me and watch me on a regular basis are proud of that because we've all been a part of this together since the beginning. And many of us have done very well by basically being involved in something before everyone else was. It's kind of what the beauty is. When I talk about the murder of crows, the real murder of crows are those of us who were together, reading and supporting a project before anyone else out there was. And so, I don't need to be paid for that. I benefited from that. You know what I mean? They benefit me by building by building a blockchain that ultimately gives me the opportunity to change my life. So Charles doesn't owe me shit. Nobody at Emergo or Cardano Foundation, none of those guys owe me shit. They don't owe us anything. So, but it does get a little frustrating sometimes when I'm like, I might send Charles. I haven't messaged him in forever at this point. I haven't messaged him since that interview. But like, I definitely feel that no matter, just because I don't have, 300, 400,000 subscribers on my channel, because I was too busy being sick in Puerto Rico and during the last bull cycle, and I missed out on all of that growth. If you set up an interview with me, you handle it with a little more care, and a little bit more consideration. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie, that definitely did piss me off, and never heard a word after that. So I'm like, fine, if that's where we're at, that's where we're at. Doesn't change how I feel about Cardano. It just makes me want to leg kick Charles a couple times. So it is what it is. I know Cardano's spot is a big question with people. I get it. I it's probably going to happen at some point. Crow, what do you think of Block's new FUT tech, the whole chunking NFT? I don't know, but there you go. I oftentimes, if I don't know anything, I just come back to it later and look it up on my own time, and then I'll cover it later. I don't even know what that is. I'm guessing that's spam. What up, Joe Berlin? All right. I've been live almost an hour. I wasn't even expecting to be this live. So I will have to go through. Oh, I see there was a super chat here. Have any thoughts on Hedera as a project? A paintball for life, man. I like Hedera, man. I really don't have anything against them. They've had their ups and downs, and they're working on it. And they do big sponsorship stuff. I like it. My goal is 150,000 ADA based on your video. It might be a lot, but I like hard goals. You've got some time. I mean, you've got until at least the next halving until I think it's going to start getting out of reach to achieve those kind of numbers. And, but we'll see. I mean, more power to you. I hope you reach your goal. I hope everybody does. My goal is 100K. I have no idea what that is. Joy Stream. Okay. Where have I seen that? I saw that recently. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Thoughts on AGIX token. I don't have a price prediction on AGIX. I would have to get back on that. Let me circle back on that. And now with the press secretary is all you do. I'll have to circle back on that. I'll circle back. SEC got another beatdown today. What did they get a beatdown about today? I saw the congressional hearing where they were really chewing into Gary Gensler. Miss Teen Crypto, what's going on, girl? How are you doing? I see your TikToks pop up all the time. I send you a little like. Scott Watson, hi again, Randy. Or Scott. So someone in chat is already stalking Randy and my. I don't even know if she's still here. That was 7:17, so it's been a while. She probably popped in. She puts out some really cute stuff and good information too. She really does. I hope she grows. I think she's going to hit her stride in like this next bull run. Because right now she's been putting in the work, man. She's been putting in the work for a while. And I've had this talk with many influencers that have gotten really, really big. I had a similar talk with like Benjamin Cowan back in the day. I've had a similar talk with BitBoy back in the day. Like you're putting in the work. Next market cycle, you're going to have all this content, all this stuff, and you're just going to start firing it off. And that's when she's going to really grow and like many others before her. So I congratulate her. Very cute, very, very cute, very cool. Great as always. Take a look at the portfolio review from yesterday on Sin City Crypto. So there you go. Scott Watson. Doing great. Thanks for joining. Oh, there's a whole conversation going. That's cool. Hey, Crow, what do you make of the idea of Cardano only doing a 1.5x its high and Bitcoin doing a 3.5 its high last cycle? I am all in on Cardano. Danny, I think that's bunk. Basically 1.5. So, I mean, okay, 1.5 times its high, maybe. That's possible. I mean, we could see $6. $6 to $7, $8. I mean, that would be about 1.5 its high. And yeah, that'd be fine with me. The thing of it is there's so much ADA in circulating supply. It's like, it is what it is. Crow, do you think ADA and Kopi are holding back tech until the bull run? I don't think Kopi is. I think Kopi is always genuinely super excited to release everything all the devs are allowing them to, because like all the devs are like, okay, we're building this. Okay, you can show this off, but don't get into this yet because this isn't ready. I know how things are frantic. Like they're always churning and burning over at Cornucopias. And I mean, hell, man, they've opened it up for like mythic holders to like get access to start running around the game world and messing around as they add things. So like, I think that's awesome, but they're so sick of me saying when building, because I have a 3-way chat with Josh and Rob, and I'm like, when am I gonna get to build? When do I get to start building? When do I get to play with the building tools? So yeah, at this point, it's about like everybody asking me, how tall are you, or what's the weather like up there? They're like, all right, Crow, just screw off already, dude. No, I'm kidding. They're super cool. Hey, did you talk to anyone from Book.io in the last week or so? Somebody did, I think, send me a message with Book.io, but I can't remember what it was about, if I'm honest. I get so many random messages, and half the time I think it's just phishing. So I don't know. I do remember something. Thank you, Randy. Smash those likes. I'm going to go ahead and seal this up here pretty soon. I'm going to see what's the biggest paragraph. Oh, wait, there's no question, Kendall. Well, thank you for the tip there. But yeah, there's no big question. Let's see. Last question of the night. Okay, Scott Watson again. Here we go. Crow, I'm 45, former fighter too. Let's go train together, brother. Get that weight loss pumping. I'm losing weight. I'm down to 276. I weigh less now than I did when I fought 11 years ago. I actually took a douchebag mirror picture in my underwear, and I'm like, I'm not looking too bad. I still look like the same gray-haired ogre here on YouTube because all you guys ever see is my head. But I mean, I'm starting to get a little lean. So I would train. I don't know where you're from though, Scott. If you're in Florida, maybe. So, all right, folks, it has been an hour. I went live for an hour tonight while my wife was hanging out with our daughter. We went and got some new books. I got 3. I'll show you the books I got today. Well, they're not books, but magazines. So I got the latest edition of 2600 because this is my catcher in the rye. I have to buy that anytime I see it anywhere I am. I got this, which is the Python book, because I'm trying to learn. I'm slowly messing with AI and Python development. And then I got this. I never saw this magazine before, so I figured I'd check it out. I really want to learn how to program, damn it. And I feel like this is my bucket list thing. I really want to learn how to program more than anything else. I want to learn Python. And I remember that Martini guy was telling me way back in the day, like, dude, you got to learn Python. You got to learn Python. It's easy to learn. You can learn. I learned it. You can learn it. Giving me that whole spiel. And I'm like, all right. And then I bought some books and I never did. It's so hard for me to just sit down, like, just kind of mess around. But nowadays, if you're programming without a copilot, meaning if you're not using AI to help you in your code, then you're like, they consider that legacy now. If you're not using a copilot for your code development, you're like doing legacy work or something. But I really want to learn Python. I want to learn how to get into AI development. And I want to become an authority in AI, not just like, hey, look at this app, you can do this XYZ. I want to actually learn. I never wanted to become a blockchain programmer. Like, that never appealed to me. I love the tech. I love the speculation. I love the trading side of that. But I really do want to get into AI. And like the new AI platform that we're going to be launching soon, I want to expand on that. And I feel like the best way for me to expand on what we can do with this platform, I need to learn. I wish there were an AI magazine. Like, I did find a website that's got like 200 different AI applications and things. I've started diving into that. You know what? Let me know in the comments below, if you don't mind, like, how much would you guys like it if I started doing, maybe 1 or 2 AI related videos a week? Maybe I cover my Cardano, I cover Cardano related projects, and I cover AI, because I am going to be putting more time into AI. I just don't know if you guys care about it. And I don't just mean like, hey, look at these cool pictures you can make on Midjourney. I really want to learn. I want to learn a lot. And one of the best ways for me to learn is to have somebody to teach what I learned too. And so if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate it. I'd love to share my journey in AI and what I'm doing. And of course, hopefully within the next week or two, I'm going to be able to announce the beta launch of my AI platform. And I think you guys are going to dig it. I really do. I've touched on it. I've showed you guys a little bit in the past, but I don't want anybody going to the site. I don't want anybody doing anything yet until we're ready to start kicking this thing off. Till next time, guys, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you. Hi, Randy. Thanks for stopping by and engaging my chat. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon.